Hello, my name is Mark Halbig. I'm a behavior support specialist with the Albuquerque Public Schools. This video is on a serious scenario that might take place in online learning. This would be around family disturbance. We're going to talk about varying degrees of this as we proceed. So, during a Google Meet, other people in a student's home are being disruptive to the meet, or you're seeing illegal drug use, or there's a domestic disturbance. Again, you see that variety. How should you respond? These are the 4 guided questions for the video. Please reflect on these. And to help you better prepare, these make good discussion questions for a small group collaborative effort to get the various endpoints and points of view on situations like this. So, with all these serious scenarios, teacher mindset is key. But the more serious the situation, the more assistance we need and not try and address this on our own. Being angry or upset is justified, but we're trying to separate our emotions that we're feeling from our reaction. And how can we calm the situation? How can we support the student who may be experiencing the situation? We have very little control as a teacher. You can't control, we're in people's homes, but we can't control what's happening there when we're doing this virtual learning. But we do have certain legal rights and obligations that we need to make sure we're following through on, and we need to make sure we're there for the student and for the class as a whole. So during the meet, I'm going to start with the teacher role. Let's assess the situation. And if people in the background are just disrupting our meet, then there's some smaller steps we can take. Maybe we give the class a short break and we talk to the student individually. We could have a breakout room that we can establish for if we need to have these private conversations during Google Meets. Will blurring the background of Google Meet or blocking the camera or changing locations, will that address the issue? If disruptive behavior continues, do we need to remove the student even though they may not be the one that's the direct cause, and then we reach out to them separately later and we tell them that before we remove them? But if the situation has more immediate danger involved, or we see illegal drugs being taken in the background, and remember, marijuana may be medicinal, so you're going to have to assess that situation. But if you see illegal drug use, or you see a domestic disturbance, and you see illegal activity taking place, that's when you may need to end the session immediately. As you're ending the session, you can tell this student if they want to stay online so that you're there to help them, tell them to remain online. Remind the class and the student that this session is being recorded so that they know that there is a record of this. We need to see how this is affecting the class, and so that's that degree of how is this disruptive, or are we seeing illegal activity? If we're seeing that illegal activity, we can stay to support the student and contact that administrator right away, or school counselor, but I would go to administrator first. So after the meet, this just shows you the different people in the school who may need to be involved and what their roles could be. So like a school administrator, they would know the legal issues. They also need to know who they need to notify at district office, or if APS or APD police need to be involved. The teacher, we may have that CYFD legal reporting that we need to address, but for the most part, our focus is going to be on this individual student and our class as a whole. This could be a very sensitive area when it comes to family outreach, so that's why as an individual teacher I put the question mark. School administration and counselors may need to be involved, and they can decide if the individual teachers need to be there as well. So how do we move forward as a class? I specifically would want to address this as a class, especially if the student's not present at the current time, because that could make it even worse for that individual student. I could address the class that what legal obligations the teacher has and what the teacher role is in all this. Make sure, do students know how they can contact us and that they can contact us for help, or that they can contact other students and other students can reach out to us? As a class, how do we support this student? And to find that out, I'm going to ask that student what he or she needs. That student may just need to be left alone, but I can ask, do you have friends that you can talk to in this class? What if we had a once a week just private meet, or you meet with the school counselor once a week, just as that check-in, just so that we're making sure you're getting the support that you need. Discuss those situational protocols. What happens if people in the background are being disruptive versus when we see this illegal activity and we need to end the meet right away? And can we work on peer relationship building and relationship building with us as staff members so that students have at least that one person they can trust and go to for support? Just a reminder, in those suspected abuse cases, we need to contact CYFD. Our school administration needs to be aware, school counselors need to be aware, but we have our legal reporting issues as well. So again, use these video guided questions to discuss this as a staff or in small groups and discuss the various circumstances of how these situations should be addressed. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe. Let us know what kind of content you want us to address in future videos. You can also email us at bss@aps.edu. Thank you for your time.